ready for the Blackout Part 2?
Come to this blackout ready to have fun.
In July 16th in Atlanta, Georgia.
It's almost time for the blackout. Hey, is you ready for the blackout? Hey.
Getting on conversation. It was a group of us, and she unzipped her pants and pulled it out. We were just like, we were like, what's his name? Smokey and Craig on Friday. Damn! What's that?
Girl.
Bitch, how you screamed at that? Let me get it back.
Why would you get on Instagram with an eggman?
She's on TV all the time.
No, she's normally reading tweets when she's in the social media room. And I'm glad that this time
you better throw that shade.
Damn. Alright, so now we're back for part 2. So on part 2, we're going to discuss behavior. Y'all know how we do. Please make sure you start this video off clicking that thumbs up button. And just like on the previous video, I asked you guys for 2,000 likes. Let's get 2,000 likes for this video. And also make sure you share this video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, or wherever you choose to share our video. What the fuck is that? So, we're going to start with my girl, Miss Jackson, Janet Jackson.
If you're not sticking.
Yeah, so all the girls last week, they were like, oh, Janet Jackson not giving out refunds. You can't get a refund. And I remember Michaela and I having that conversation about, you know, the postponement. If the tour is canceled, you automatically get a refund. If the show is postponed, you can get a refund, but only if you request to get a refund. Otherwise, your ticket will be honored at the future show whenever it's announced. And somebody like me is like, girl, I don't know when Janet's going to go back on tour, and I know it's 2017, but I haven't yet requested my refund. But I will request my refund.
For you?
Yeah. But because I want, first of all, I do want better seats, and I could probably get, once these new tickets come on sale, I could probably do a show in Philadelphia in front row or whatever like that. That's what I want.
I mean, you'll probably definitely get front row, because who be that? I mean, will she be there? But wait a minute. I mean, I love the fact that you love her that much, but you're actually going to get a refund just to repurchase tickets.
Because I need, first of all, I'm not going to lie. I have to get those Beyonce tickets, and I have not bought my Beyonce ticket yet. But I'm hoping after the Shade Room video, you know, they'd be like, oh my God, we need to get those tickets or something. Like, you know, I'm just saying, Beyonce and I'm just saying. Because we can't wear Ivy Park Lane and all of that stuff. What's it called? Ivy Park? Whatever. We can't wear it. We can't put that on. But hey, anyway, that was just my little pitch. But no, I really want to get my tickets for Beyonce because, Janet, if you're going to cancel, that's $315 I can have right back in my bank account. And that was from September. Like, I can get that money back and get my plane ticket for Atlanta. I haven't even got my, for the Blackout. I haven't even got my ticket for the Blackout yet. Atlanta. Speaking of tickets, if you have not bought your tickets for the Blackout, tickets are now $25 and the price will not go up. Come get that shady, throw it out your mind because you're really trying it.
What did I miss? What did I miss? Share it because I missed something. Tell me.
Bitch! Well, come here. You know what I mean? It just don't make sense, but Kevin, not today. Kevin, not today. But the blackout is July 16th in Atlanta, Georgia at the Crow's Nest from 3 to 8. All the YouTubers will be there. That will be there. Will already played in the beginning of this video.
But wasn't it a problem that y'all was doing that and now?
Hey. But our tickets are only $25. So you can pay via PayPal to sweetandgreetc@gmail.com, or you can pay your $25 at the door. Because a lot of people were questioning about that. And then, you know, once you pay your $25 via PayPal, Candy will email you a ticket. And if you need more information, you can always email me, thescorpion@thescorpionshow.com. Or if you plan on attending, please visit our Facebook event page so we can get it, so we know that you're attending the Blackout, because I'm looking forward to having a good motherfucking time, and that we will do. And please bring your dancing shoes. Be ready to have a good time. Be ready to eat, play some games. We're going to do the Q&A. This year we are revamping the goddamn Q&A. Because last year it was in a disarray. That was the first time we ever did something like that. But the Q&A this year, it will be hosted by someone, and then you will have a chance to write your questions down, and then we'll, pick the questions from random, because
or the host who's hosting it should pick the questions and then say who the question is for, and then the blogger, whoever the question is for, should be able to.
Yeah, so that way it should be more questions answered, and not have to wait for the person in line to come up. Like, let's get this done right so we can get back into the party. It was still fun last year, but it was really a long time, trying to get everybody on stage and answer questions, and then the microphone being passed around, we all answering the same question. So we're not going to do it like that this year. We're going to do it differently this year. Then we're going to have some interactive games with our audience. We're going to do raffles and things like that with prizes you can win. I'm excited for July, and I can't wait to get there, because it's another vacation that I need to get out this goddamn house. So I'm looking forward to Atlanta. So let's get off of that, and let's get to Janet. Oh yeah, Janet will give y'all your money. Okay, so stop questioning her on that.
So he's getting mad that y'all are questioning Janet about getting your money back that y'all paid to see her, and she up and decided to plan a family. He's getting mad at y'all for questioning that.
No, I'm getting mad because the girls acting like y'all don't know how it is when someone cancels a tour.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But
I'm sorry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, so don't think I'm going to do it, because I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to be honest with you. I've never, in the history of me, now, the first show I went to was Beyonce Experience in 2007. That was my first concert. But I've been to other people's concert. I'm sorry, but since 2007, I've never paid for a concert, and the artist that I paid for canceled. Never happened. So some of us has never had that happen.
Well, when you only going to Beyonce shows,
that's not the only person I've seen. I've gone to Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige. I've gone to Jay-Z. I've gone to a couple powerhouse concerts. I've even gone to Rihanna, and I paid for her because you and I went together one year. It's never happened. So there are a lot of people who are not used to paying for somebody and having them cancel on them. And like I said, I've been going to concerts for the past 9 years. Next year it'll be 10 years. It's just never happened. So I understand your frustration, but at the same time,
people really thinking like
you're used to that because you're used to having her do that to you.
This is the second time.
Well, it's 2 times too many.
Well, in 8 years, two times in 8 years is not bad.
Well, I mean, how many albums has she come out with in the past 8 years?
Well, how many other tours? She only had 2 other tours.
Well, then
the last tour and this tour.
Well, it's not good. And I don't
it's
care.
not good.
Yeah, I don't care how you try to spend it, but it ain't good.
But I ain't spending the goddamn thing. I'm just saying.
And her excuse for this tour, damn sure wasn't good.
Well, you know what? When that time is ticking, goddamn, you gotta do what you gotta do.
At
no matter what time. No matter whose time it's on.
Right.
Hey.
At 49.
Hey, as long as I'm able
I don't know.
Let
me tell you something. I don't know no doctor in the history of medical field that would advise a 49-year-old woman to give birth. I don't know any doctor who would do that.
Well, listen, maybe she doesn't want somebody else to carry. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
because people's bodies are different.
They are different. But I think a doctor would more so advise her to have somebody carry her rather than her. Now, even if she could carry them, I don't think a doctor would advise her to, especially not at her age. She's about to be 50 years old in a few months.
Yeah, but there's been some other women that's been over 50 that's carried babies, and women in their 40s who have carried babies.
There's also been some other women who jumped off of bridges too. So should Janet do the same thing?
You are trying.
No, I don't think so.
So Janet, while it may be frustrating, I do understand. If you want to start that fucking family, even at 49 years old, go ahead and start your goddamn family because you're Janet.
And y'all say I'm loyal. He's very loyal, and I love it.
But I'll get her together when I need to get together because I was over it. Like with Janet, see, this is what people like to do. What Janet like to do. I don't like the secretive shit. Now, if you're up front, like if See, because I could try it. But if you're upfront with your audience about what's going on, then more people will respect what's going on. And we won't, especially when it's time to defend you. Because you can't say, oh, I'm canceling my tour to start a family, or I'm not telling you what's going on. Because it allows people to make up rumors that, you know, you had cancer, even though she didn't have cancer. Now is she going to be carrying the baby, or someone else going to be carrying the baby? Is she really canceling this tour because she's starting a family, or is nobody showing up? You just got to be straight from the gate on why you're canceling shows. And it's not a good look to cancel shows. And we already know the reason why. Because people fucking spend money on plane tickets, hotels, train tickets, megabus tickets, or whatever the case may be, and they do it in advance because they want to go see you in multiple cities. And as early as you put these tickets on sale, like I bought my ticket in September and this show was in June. So now that's a 9 months difference, and you're canceling or early. Who's to say that I didn't put money down to go to another city to go to your show? And for you to cancel, that's fucked up. And it makes you look bad. And then people are like, well, you know what? I know one goddamn thing. I'm only going to one Janet show, and that's when she's in my city. If she make it there.
If she makes it
and
there.
And that's shade to say that, but come on.
No, I don't think it's shade. I think it's the truth.
It's scary.
Shade, it's the truth.
Like, damn. Like, you don't even hear about all these older other female artists. You don't hear about Cher canceling tours. You hear about Tina Turner canceling tours. Madonna. Like, none of the girls. So it's just not a good look for Janet. If she's not healthy enough, damn it, do this show in Vegas. Do it in one spot.
Or just stop. Or
I
just
want to
stop. You don't want her to stop, but at the same time, let's be for real. You don't want somebody to keep doing this.
Well,
like, for instance, if my girl was at 50 years old and she was playing these back and forth games, I would get on this camera just like I did last week and got her together. I would get on this camera and tell her, listen, you need to sit down because now you're messing with people's money. And one thing some people, especially me, don't like to be messed with is their money. They don't like their money messed with because it's hard. It's very hard. You know, you celebrities, y'all got it so grandioso. You know, y'all really do. Y'all can pick and choose when y'all want to work this and the third. A lot of folks like me, common folks, we have to get up every morning, early in the morning, if you work morning shift or night shift, and you got to go to work and you got to clock in or whatever the case may be. And when you want days off, you got to submit a form or whatever to request these days off. And keep your fingers crossed if you may or may not, because you may or may not get those days. And if you are lucky enough to get those days, it's kind of hard for you to get other days and then not use those days because then other people in your department may have other days already taken. So therefore, like at my job, we can't have X amount of people out at a time on this 1 week because then we'll be short-staffed. So therefore, if you need this day, you need to put it in. And if you don't use it and you want to, and it's your call. So Janet, you can't do that to people, and it's not okay. It's just not okay. It will never be okay. Whether it's Janet Jackson, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Kanye West, it's never okay. And this is why a lot of people refuse to pay for certain artists to go see them because it's almost as if you're playing with our money. It's like, oh, well, I'll do what I want to do, and if you don't like it, too bad. No, no, no. If you don't like it, you need to stop performing. Just stop performing. Go sit down somewhere. And if Beyonce ever did this, I would let her know, stop performing because it's not cute. It ain't never been the fuck cute. It wasn't cute when Janet was doing it, and it's not cute that you're doing it. But I doubt she will do that. And next time, Shady,
I could
you're probably going to tell us the right fucking way. Mikal and Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay?
I could say a whole lot.
You could.
But I'm going to shut my fucking mouth.
You better. If you want them tickets.
I got emails too.
Hey, listen. Do you have Janet's emails?
No, but I got.
I'm saying no. I'm just saying. Do you have Janet's email?
You got Beyonce's email?
No. I'm saying, do you have Janet's email to find out what's really going to fuck on? Because you should have been the first person.
You know one thing I never do. You know something I've never done.
What?
Is even though me and Gil are cool and stuff, I've never asked him anything about Janet.
No.
And this whole time,
you're not supposed to.
I've never asked him anything. Like I just don't do that kind of stuff. I don't
you're not
believe in
supposed
that.
to.
I don't believe in that stuff. When Janet's going on, bitch, let me keep my opinion. Not unless Janet want to tell me.
Because if anybody wanted you to know, they'd have reached out to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. They wanted you to really know because they know the platform that you have. If they wanted you to know, they wanted you to know because they wanted you to put it out there. They don't tell you because they don't want you to know.
They don't tell us. Nobody tell us nothing to put out there.
No.
None of them. None of them. Not unless they come on the show, I want to share it.
Remember, it was that whole big brouhaha when we got that video at the United Nations when she did.
Yes, and then as soon as the video came on our channel, the fucking shit, YouTube shut it down.
But they sent it to us.
Yes, they sent it to us.
Very upset.
Yeah.
And said,
Beyonce sent us that video.
Why would they send it to y'all first? That doesn't make sense.
It was it I Was Here or something like that? Yeah, I Was Here.
Remember, I was there. It was at the UN, and I was there.
Yeah. Like that was cute. And I wish if I wasn't in New Orleans that year, I would have went to the screening, one of those screenings she had.
To where?
Yeah. But people be like, why are you here? Like I think back then they really didn't think I ain't like, I don't know, but bitch, that's...
Well, you did say when you watched some of the old videos back, you did say...
Yeah, I didn't like certain videos, and I didn't like the way she did certain things.
No, not those videos. I'm talking about... Never mind. Next time. Because it's straight.
Yeah. Jenna, have you come backstage.
And do what?
If she make it.
Yeah, well, she makes it to a stage for me to come back there, too.
Bill Clinton came to Philadelphia last week, and he had some protesters from Black Lives Matter, I guess from the Philly chapter. They interrupted his speech that was going on. And Bill Clinton said some stuff about his record and why he did things the way they do it. And then he was saying, well, if it wasn't, he said, y'all trying to defend the same people that was out here murdering people. What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but that has nothing to do with us. Come on.
I gotta close that window. You know, he was just saying that y'all defending the same people that's out here murdering people and all this and that. And Bill Clinton got it wrong. And I'm not ashamed to say Bill Clinton got it wrong. And Black Lives Matter is not defending every black person out here that's doing wrong. Black Lives Matter, from what I've seen, because I thought that it was just for police brutality. But after watching Black Girls Rock, I found out that Black Lives Matter is also about racial injustice and all kinds of... It has everything to do that's, you know, we're keeping down us as a minority and people that, you know, just do anything to keep us down. That's what the Black Lives Matter movement is truly about. It's not about defending black people who've done wrong and just been put away. It's some things in your bill that put black people away. And more black people than their white counterparts and other races. So that's why they're protesting. And for Bill and Hillary Clinton, I really need them to get on the ball. If they're not educated, they need to get people that's in their campaign to educate them. Because, I mean, I like Hillary Clinton, but I don't like seeing Hillary Clinton be the butt of jokes on Twitter or what's trending. And, you know, people come at her hard all the time. I mean, they really come at her. And, you know, they for Bernie Sanders, but, I mean, if Bernie Sanders don't win the general election, and the way y'all talk about Hillary Clinton, and y'all don't want to vote for her, it could be possible that Donald Trump will be the president. So I think us as Democrats, we all need to get it together too. Because it's either going to be Bernie or Hillary. And the way, like Bernie is winning some stuff, but it's not enough to be a threat to Hillary Clinton yet. Because I believe that Hillary Clinton will win New York and Florida and California, which are main states. But, you know, I just didn't like that Bill Clinton was saying that stuff because it just didn't sound right. Coming out his mouth to say that and he didn't have his facts right, and then the next day for him to say, I feel like I want to apologize, but I don't. Like, what the fuck is going on in the Clinton campaign? They really need to get it together. Because it's looking real bad. How do you feel about this whole thing?
I don't feel any way about it.
You don't feel no way?
It's what I'm seeing is Bill Clinton is out there defending his wife, but then he's also having to defend his record as well. One of the only things that I really would have to say is, where was all this protest back in 2008 when she was running for president? Why didn't these people challenge President Obama when he nominated her as their Secretary of State? Why didn't they challenge him? Why would you put this woman on when her husband and she has this record? You know what I mean? To me, I don't listen, you can feel whatever you want to feel about Hillary Clinton. You can feel whatever you want to feel, that's your personal opinion. But I feel like, to me, one of the strongest candidates that we have in this election, and people are trying their best to knock her down. But the thing about it is, you knocking her down so somebody like Donald Trump can win. Because Bernie Sanders will never, ever beat somebody like Donald Trump. I don't care what he says and what he promises. He don't have that traction that Donald Trump has. Hillary Clinton is above all of them when it comes to winning. All of them. And like I said, you can have your own opinion about Hillary Clinton. You can feel a certain way about her. You can feel a certain way about her husband. That is fine. Leave that in the comment box because I don't care. As a matter of fact, don't even leave it in the comment box. I don't even think he cares. The point that I'm trying to make is, if this was such an issue for people the way it is now, then they should have brought it up when she ran back in 2008. You didn't hear anything about it. And you know what's so funny? Because she was ahead of Barack Obama for a while before he started gaining traction. But you didn't hear anything about this from black. We didn't even have Black Lives Matter. But we did have black people still being murdered back then. But we just didn't have Black Lives. Or maybe we did, but they just weren't as big as they are now. Whatever the case may be. I just wish that when people start blowing their horns, I wish they would blow their horns at all times rather than times when it's convenient for them. Like I said, you have somebody who is a strong candidate.
You need to say that one and louder one more time. About the people blowing the horns.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. It just sounded good.
Well, cause
I'll replay it in the video. Then.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm a little. I feel like I'm on a rope right now. Stop me. But I respect everybody's opinion. I really do.
Teach, Pastor. Teach.
I respect your opinion on how you feel about her. And I respect your opinion on how you feel about Bill Clinton's bill that was passed all those years ago. I respect the fact that you feel that way. I really do. But I think that us tearing down this person who is... Take all that away. Take that away. Take the email scandal away. She is the best person for this job. When you take all that negative stuff away and you say who would be the better person, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, she is by far a better person to run this country than Donald Trump. But so many people are focused on the emails. So many people are focused on this whole what she said back in 1996. You know, and it's like, listen, if we don't get our shit together, we're going to have somebody like Donald Trump in office. And I keep telling y'all, everything that President Obama worked so hard for in the past 8 years will all go away if somebody like Donald Trump or Ted Cruz wins the White House, because they're getting rid of Obamacare. They're going to make it so it don't even look as if the President Obama was ever in office. They're going to make sure they get rid of all of that shit. And then you know what's going to happen? We're going to sit back and say, oh, that's fucked up. How did they get in there? Because we were focused on things that we shouldn't have been focused on. Now, let me correct that. Because I'm not going to say we shouldn't be focused on that stuff. Because we should be focused on that stuff. But I think that we're spending too much time on it. I feel like Bernie Sanders. And it's funny because Bernie Sanders said it, but yet his supporters don't seem to get it. Bernie Sanders said, to hell with that email scandal. Let's move on to more important issues. That's how I feel. Let's talk about how Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump is going to keep this country safe. Let's talk about how jobs are going to grow in this country. Let's talk about how unemployment is going to go down and job growth is going to grow up. Let's talk about these things. Let's talk about education. Let's talk about poverty in this country. Let's talk about important things. No, there's a lot of people that still want to talk about these emails and what was and what wasn't in these emails. A lot of people still want to talk about what Hillary Clinton said back in 1996, 20 years ago. Back what she said back in 1996 about predators. It's just crazy. I'm like Bernie Sanders, and I'm not even a supporter of his. Let certain things go. If you notice, he's not even talking about some of that. He's not even talking about any of that stuff.
No, but he was saying that she was not qualified. And
of course he said that because that's what they all are going to say. But he's saying that she's not qualified, but he's not saying any of that other stuff. You see what I'm saying? They're all going to say that each other is not qualified.
No, but I'm saying like he shouldn't say that and then take it back and say that's not what we really meant. Don't say it if that's not what you mean. No, I mean, granted, I agree. They all get. He shouldn't. Granted, I agree. He shouldn't say because we all know that it's politics, and they're going to say things. Because at the end of the day, if I'm running against Kevin, why would I go out in front and praise Kevin if I'm running against him? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give you no type of accolades because then I don't want people to vote for you. But I get what he's saying. Of course, we all know that she's qualified, but he's basically saying, no, I don't think she should be president at this time. I think that I'm a better choice. And I agree with him. Leave some of this stuff alone. Let it go. Because you know what's going to happen? The election's going to go to a Republican, and we're just going to be back where we were
What?
In 2001.
2001.
Looking stupid. When George Bush got into the White House.
But then again, when George Bush got to the White House, he was handed over the keys to the White House with a surplus. Because when Bill Clinton left in 2001, this country was on a high and we were at a surplus. When George Bush left in 2009, this country was in a deficit. Trillions of dollars worth of debt. But when he got the keys to the White House under the Clinton administration, Bill Clinton handed those keys over and this country was in a surplus.
I remember all that balance, the budget talk and all of that stuff in the early 90s. Well, mid-90s.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, say what you want about the Clintons, but Bill Clinton knew how to govern. Say what you want to say about him, but he knew how to govern. He knew how to govern. Everything that he did was not perfect. Everything that he said was not perfect. But he knew how to govern. That when he left office, he left this country at a high. Hell, he left office, 2 years after that whole Monica Lewinsky shit that almost crushed his whole presidency. Mm-hmm. But he still left on a high. He still left on a high.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I didn't.
I don't even talk about... I really don't care about no Monica Lewinsky back in the day. I mean, it was the hottest thing going. I mean, you couldn't turn it to a TV channel without hearing about Linda Tripp and Monica Lewinsky and Kim Starr, Bill Clinton, Jennifer Flowers, Hillary Clinton.
When that dress came about?
Oh my God, it's like, oh my God, he nutted on her dress and she saved the dress.
Because
and then the tapes. And
because remember, Bill Clinton denied it. I did not have sexual relationships with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I did not. And then when that dress came about, that's when he had to change his whole story because now his semen is on the dress. And that's one thing you can't, okay? Because once you get semen on something. DNA. And it was on the shoulder part.
But I would have beat Linda Tripp's ass for releasing something like that if she was my friend.
It was on the shoulder part. You can't let nobody do that on the shoulder. You got I ain't know.
Did you stick your tongue out?
No, it's not. But I didn't even know people really got down on their knees and did that. I thought, I don't know. I thought maybe you laid down on the bed and did it or something. I didn't know you actually got down on your knees and did it. But Monica obviously got down on her knees in that dress and did that. I wouldn't even want to stop. I don't even want to think about that. Like, oh.
It's not ill when you're getting it done to you, right?
No, but I'm saying, I'm just thinking about the visual of Bill Clinton's.
Nah, I mean, any. You don't like the.
And then Monica Lewinsky, I don't. And then Monica, Lewinsky was so young. She was like in her early 20s.
Yeah. She had to do
what she had to do to get ahead, but she didn't get nowhere. Because now she's selling pocketbooks on QVC that aren't selling. No, they're not.
Oh.
They're not selling at all.
They're in a discount aisle at Burlington Coat Factory.
They sure are, and ain't nobody buying them here.
Oh!
Is that a Lewinsky bag? A Lewinsky bag?
No, a Lewinsky bag. Look, let me tell you something. I told y'all that I was going to do this whole thing on Underground. I don't know if I'm going to do that tonight. Not tonight. But I am in love with this show. I can't wait for tomorrow night. Well, it's probably tonight when this video is up. Mm-hmm. Or Thursday. But I am in love with this show because of the storylines. And seeing how they're all trying to escape north and who's going to cut who next and who's going to try to... I mean, everybody's not cutthroat. Kato's the only one that's cutthroat. Everybody else is trying to get ahead with each other. Mm-hmm. They're showing the strength is in numbers and not when you're trying to do things on your own. But the way Zeke died on Underground, the way he went out, bitch, he ain't go down without a fight. And I loved it. They done shot this motherfucker, put an axe in his back, and he was still fighting and choking niggas out. I mean, he went down a champion, and that's what I loved about Zeke. And even though he wasn't talking to his girlfriend because she killed that baby, I was so mad at her. Mm-hmm. But it showed you that these are the things that went on in slavery. People that had children that want their children to go through that. Some women even throw their babies off the ships.
Have you ever seen
Amistad?
No. Beloved.
I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
Oh my goodness. I know y'all remember this scene that I'm about to say. The one scene where Oprah Winfrey's character, well, it wasn't Oprah Winfrey, it was when she was younger. And she had a flashback of when Oprah Winfrey had she had bore like about maybe three kids or something like that. And she she was telling a story about how these slave masters were coming to the plantation that she worked on to come and buy her kids from her. And when she saw them coming, you know, she ran into the shed, and by the time they got to the shed, she had already killed 2 of them and was swinging around her daughter and threw her daughter, and when they walked in, one of them had caught the baby, and she had sliced the necks of her 2 little boys, and the daughter that she had swung around was the one who became beloved, who survived. And it was so sad, because when I hear you say that, this is what a lot of people did back in those days, because they did not want their kids to become slaves. So they killed them. And it was, so Beloved is a really good movie. I remember we went to go see that in the movies a long time ago. Oh my God, it's a really good movie, but it's sad to watch. It really is sad to watch, because and the interesting part about Beloved is that it's not really a popular movie. Like, a lot of people, it didn't do well at all at the box office. It didn't do well at all. It's just not a popular movie that you hear people talk about when they talk about those, you know.
But it came out like 98, right?
Yeah.
I know, like, it was a long. I don't really remember.
When you talk about those, I do, because you know I'm into movie stuff. But when you talk about those period piece movies and stuff like that, you don't hear people talk about Beloved. They talk about Roots, they talk about Amistad, things like that, but they don't talk about Beloved. And I really think that Beloved was really a good movie. It had its little quirky supernatural parts.
Maybe the whole network needs to show it again to get people talking.
It's a really graphic movie though. Like, I wouldn't want to see that on because they would cut a lot of the graphic stuff off. Because it's really graphic. I would want people to see it for what
I know
it was.
I seen it. It's on Netflix, or if it's not on there no more, they probably took it off. But look on Netflix. But you know, I mean, like she had that baby on the first episode and killed the baby like before, like near the end. Like, put the baby in hot boiling water. Like, oh my God, you drank your baby in this water. Like, it was sad.
That's what a lot of them did.
Yeah, I mean, but she was like, I just can't have my baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how her character was. And her thing was, I refuse to have my kids grow up as a slave, because look at the life that I've lived as a slave. And I just can't have my babies doing that. And it was so sad. And they beat her so bad. I think that's why the story came about. She started reminiscing on that story because Danny Glover, who plays in the movie, he saw, I guess when they were getting ready to get sexual, he saw the tree on her back. And the tree, she said they had whipped her so bad that it formed into a tree. Like, it was just, oh my God.
Yeah, that shit is... Bitch, I can't imagine getting nobody hit me with no whip.
Remember on 12 Years of Slavery, he was beating...
Oh! It's gonna make me mad. That shit don't...
And then when that lady...
Oh, I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna get mad. Like, that movie, I don't ever want to see it again. One time, it's about to make me cry. It's about to make me cry.
I'm gonna watch it again. Because I only saw it
know how
they
be whipping that back. I mean, tie you against it. Ooh, that make me mad, man. Ooh, that make me mad. I can't. I'm getting mad. I have to go. I have to go. Now, I got fucked up, but bitch, you gonna throw a whip across my back and leave scars like that forever? No. It makes me mad. And just, you know, I be thinking about it like, you know, I know some of my people.
And then people went through that, but then people don't want to get up and vote.
Yeah, it's sad. This shit make me mad. It's making me mad.
They don't want to get up and vote today.
Bitch.
Vote?
Then,
why I gotta get up and vote?
Oh.
They ain't doing nothing for me.
And the way to see that girl get them whips on her fucking wrist.
And then when the guy...
Y'all got to watch Underground. I mean, that scene was sad. I mean, she took a whipping for her brother. Because she didn't want to see him. Yes. Yeah. I mean, he whipped the fuck out. I mean, she held her hands up.
Well, remember on 12 Years a Slave, I think Lupita, her character took a whipping for, I think, her master or something like that, because her master was sleeping with her, but then, and the wife knew it, and the wife accused her of something. Because remember, the wife
threw that. Ooh, bitch, when she held with that, I didn't even know that was happening. But they all just dancing and having a good time. And she took that bottle, bam, right on her fucking
that
face.
glass thing in her. And remember that blood clot was in her eye.
Couldn't have been bad.
It would have been.
I mean,
we wouldn't have
had no choice. But you know what though? It's more powerful than numbers. The only thing they have is a gun. And a whip. Bitch, if we all got together
but they had
on
that
one
power,
plantation.
because you overtake them, then what? Because who could you go to? Because even though you were escaping up north. It's not like some of that stuff wasn't happening up north.
Yeah, but up north you
had
more freedom up north than down south. Oh my God. I don't ever want to picture me being that way, but just to know that's not really that long ago. Like I wish I knew.
Rosewood, when I see that movie Rosewood.
Oh, when let me tell you something. He brought Rosewood over to my house just because he wasn't trying to. He didn't know why the other side went playing. And I said, "You dumbass!
But then
you gotta flip it over, the CD over." And then I started watching it, and I got hooked. Just like that. Bitch, we ended up watching the rest of that whole movie on that one side. It was so good. Rosewood was good. That's another one. Why the fuck they didn't get no Oscars and nominations?
No Oscars, no nominations. And
why?
That's the role played the hell out of that.
And they killed her. Oh my God, they killed her.
And that's another thing. Because she knew what was going on and she stood up and said something and did that. And it's so sad because it's based on a true story. And I read up on the family and you know, on YouTube you can find some clips from like the early 90s of some of the survivors of Rosewood who were kids at the time, and they were like in their 80s and 90s in the early, and many of them are dead now, and they were just talking about, you know, that night when it all happened. There really was a party going on at their house, and one of the girls who was, let's say, Esther Roll's granddaughter, Esther Roll's, the person that she played was killed. She wasn't killed exactly that way, but she was killed, shot to death in her house. It was her and I think another lady, I think it was like her daughter or somebody. They were killed by the militia. It was sad. She was saying how they all had to hide under the beds and stuff, and they set the house on fire while they were in there. It's just really, it's just a sad story. Like, it really is. Like, and like you said, to think that wasn't too long ago, because that was only 93 years ago. You know what I mean? You got some people who are still living when that happened. It's really, really sad, but that's the world that we live in and live in.
I just can't picture a whip crack in my fucking bag. Like, oh. And they're like, oh, just give her 5 strikes. She'll be okay. Because you owe me $5. $1 for each whip. No! And I mean, them whips leave them. Oh. I'm done talking about this stuff. Yeah. I gotta go. But y'all watch Undergrounds Wednesdays at 10 p.m. on WGN. I know it's not a popular network, but you can find WGN on most of the cable company providers. Y'all have WGN. Watch it. It is good. It's not like the normal slave stories. It's a real story that just happened to be in the 1800s. 1867. Around that time, 1857 or 1860s. You hear Nina already.
Was the war still going on? Or no? And if
the war,
was it over?
It had to be, if it's 1857, the Civil War was what, 1843 or something? 1867. Wait a minute. What war? Not
Civil War
Civil.
The Civil War wasn't going on in either of those years. The Civil War.
Don't say the 1900s.
Well, if you let me finish, the Civil War didn't go on in. The Civil War went on in the 1860s, but by 1865 it was over. So,
okay. Well, I knew it was one of the goddamn.
No, what I'm saying was the war going on because
I had to think about that. Like, it might have been before. It had to be. I think it's 1857. Georgia, 1857, because the Emancipation Proclamation. Bitch, this is too old for me.
That was
1865.
If I'm not mistaken.
And they didn't want to free the slaves in the South, so it started the Confederate shit and all of that stuff. Oh my God, that's so long ago. I used to love American history back in the day. That was back in the day. But when you don't have American history class, that shit will come back to you sometimes. Sometimes it don't. And my teacher gave us this just to talk. She had one of the bullets from the Civil War where they had to, like, if they had to cut a limb off, they put a bullet in their mouth. So when they cut the limb, they bite down on the bullet. She had the bullet with the teeth marking. I'll never forget it. But yeah, crazy shit like that. Anyway, thank y'all for watching this video, and you will be back next week because you are doing
here on Thursday.
You won't be here on Thursday. But I will make a video discussing Underground. I might be able to do a 1 through 6 review, just talking about the whole show. I hope you catch up on it because I think when you watch Underground, you'll like it. Jesse Smollett. Even the brother was on it for one of the scenes. He was a real character. Bitch, I was over him.
All Smollett's are characters.
Baby, I was over him. His character made me mad. Especially, like, bitch, if you can't read, how dare you come for somebody? But one thing is, bitch, I can't read, but I'll never forget a face. And that's all I'm going to say. It was good. It was good, but I wanted to fuck
That sound like me. I can read, but I'll never forget a face. I know you from somewhere. I always say that. I know you from somewhere.
And most of the time, he did.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting there like, where you know me from? I don't know, but watch I catch you. Find out. And sure enough, that's where I know you from.
Do you remember people that you see in your dreams? Because you know they say when you dream, it's faces that you see just
randomly.
Yeah, randomly.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever come across somebody in public that I saw in my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
If I have, I don't remember. I don't remember that ever happening. I just remember coming across people and I've seen them somewhere. Like for instance, I told y'all this story, but I told y'all the story a long time ago. Remember we were in LA and we ran into that girl on the street? Do you remember that?
Yes.
There was this girl, Kevin and I had went to LA.
That was so funny.
Yeah, we went to LA a few years ago. We were all the way in Los Angeles, California. Mind you, we live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's all the way across the country. And we got there and, this, that, and the third. So then we goes to, the area where Grauman's Chinese Theater is. And, we're doing our little tourist thing. And as we're walking down this busy street, this face is coming towards me. And I'm like, I know you from somewhere. I stopped her. I stopped her and I said, I know you from somewhere, but I don't know where I know you from. And she's like, hey, you look familiar. Now, she don't know us from the Scorpion Show. So she's like, yeah, you look familiar too. She was like, hey. And I was like, hey, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? I don't know where I know you from. So we're standing there trying to figure out where we know each other from. Guess where I knew her from? You'll never guess this. I knew her from the Chinese bus. Now, some of you are trying to figure out what the hell is the Chinese bus. The Chinese bus is like the equivalent, the cheaper version of a mega bus or a bulk bus here in Philly that's run by an Asian company. And they take you back and forth from New York to Philly to DC, Baltimore, whatever the case may be. Well, one day, mind you, it was like probably a year earlier. A few friends of mine, we were going to New York City and she just happened to be on the bus. And she was one of the people that we were talking to on the bus. And I only saw her on that bus ride to New York. And then after we got off the bus, I never saw this girl ever again in my life. Until a year later, and I'm walking down the street in Los Angeles, California, and I run into this girl. Mind you, last time I saw her was in New York City. I'm like, I know you from somewhere. I never forget a face. I may forget your name, but I will never forget your face.
So make sure your faces are not on Tumblr doing things you ain't supposed to be doing.
Because that's where I usually remember the faces from. That's where I usually remember them from. Don't I? Yeah.
Did you send me that video?
I'm sending it right now. Look what's wrong with me. Stupid.
So listen, y'all, we gonna. Why would you be holding the baby just walking around like? Never mind. Listen, we gonna go.
Oh, he said it was his brother. Oh.
Wait, I'll read that in a second.
Yeah.
We gotta go. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll be back later this weekend with some more videos. Is that like a little baby they're showing?